So in y'all's calculator, to graph this, we just go to the home page and we go to New Document. Right, so we're going to add the graph, which is 2. Okay, and so when we graph this linear inequality, we can do this 2 ways. This way, it might be the easiest. You can actually go to Graph Edit Entry and change it to a relation, or when you have this in function notation, you can just go back one by hitting delete out the equal to, and put whatever inequality we want to graph. Now this only works if it's in slope-intercept form though, which luckily this is. So it'd be y is less than or equal to, so which one's the less than or equal to? That's number 1. And then you just type in 3x minus 7, and then hit enter. There it is. What if we wanted to see if a point is a solution to this? Like, what if we had the point, let's just say it's 2, negative 3. Is 2, negative 3 a solution to this? Right, so we can graph it on here, and if it's a solution to it, it would be in the shaded region, right? So how do I graph a point? Here's how you graph a point. Add a page. So we're going to go to Control Doc, and we want to add a list in a spreadsheet so I can graph a point. What point did I say we wanted to graph? 2, negative 3. Go up here, and then you got to title that as x, and then this is the y coordinate, y. All right, and then go back to my graph. After I enter my point in, how do I go back to that graph? Well, I can move my little cursor up here to that tab and hit enter, or just hit Control left. Okay, now hit menu so I can graph a scatter plot of that point. So I'm going to go to Graph Edit Entry, and I want to see if that's a point on there. So go down to Scatter Plot, and we titled X is X. I want you to graph the X as the X coordinate from our list. So tab over, and Y is Y from our list, and then just hit enter. Okay, so hit enter, and then it should be graphed. Did y'all see it graphed? Right there? Y'all see that point on there? It graphs that little point in there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me put it where you can see it a little bit. There it is. So is that a solution? Is 2, negative 3 a solution? See if we can zoom in that way so you can see it better. Yeah, it is. It's in the shaded region. So you can tell if things are solutions by graphing it and then graphing a point doing scatter plot. Okay? So do we understand how to do this? So if I graphed in my calculator, it'd have a y-intercept of negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then my slope would be what? 3. So from that point, I go up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. Up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. And so connect those dots with what type of a line? A solid line, right? And then we shade where? Down below. Now let's do one more. Because will my calculator, and I'm going to change this last one. Will my calculator graph a y is greater than a negative 3x? So what does it look like with a greater than symbol, not a greater than or equal to, or a less than or equal to? When I graph this thing, it'll even show me a dashed line. Watch, and then we'll be done. So once again, to graph it, just go to Tab or your home screen, go to New Document. Now we're going to graph this one differently because the bell hasn't rung. We're not putting up. Okay? So don't save your document. We're going to add a graph, which is 2. Now this time, instead of deleting that out and graphing a greater than or less than, let me show you how to do it as a relation. So we're going to change this from a function to a relation. So we go to Menu, Graph Edit Entry, and do it as a relation, which is 2. Now I'm going to type it in exactly how it's given to me. So instead of graphing the greater than or equal to, we're changing the problem to be a greater than. So just type it in. Y, it's at the bottom of my calculator, right there, Y, at the very bottom, is greater than. How do I get to a greater than symbol? Because it came up automatically a while ago when I hit delete. Yeah, go to the second function of the equal to. So that's a control equal to. And then now pick the greater than symbol. or the less than symbol, but in this one it would be a greater than symbol, so pick that one. And then type in a -3x. Enter. Now, can you see the difference in your line there? It's a dashed line. You understand how to do that in your calculator now? And then you just translate that here. So it has a y-intercept of 0. The slope is -3, so I go down 3, right 1. Connect the dots with a dashed line. And then I'm shading above. Okay, so your calculator will help you graph these two. So you'll know how to graph it both ways in your calculator? All right. So your homework today is to do your Math Excel 4-5. That's due by Monday. I hope you look at the deadline. It's Monday by midnight. Okay? So get your stuff taken care of. And we'll see you guys. Have a good weekend.